Okay, you guys, we want to welcome everybody. Today is July the 18th, 2021. And we are so excited to be doing our second week of summer school, And so we've got a lot to talk about tonight. And there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to share with y'all. And I thought, pace yourself, Cleta. You've got 8 more weeks. You don't have to tell everything you know in the second week. So let's go over just a minute of what you were supposed to do. Now, if you're just watching this for the first time, you probably are thinking, I didn't know I was supposed to do anything, but you were. So here's the deal. We're reading The Miracles Happen, Mary Kay's autobiography. And so you will want to pull this out. It may look a little different on the front. I don't know how old mine is. I had I don't even know, 5 or 6 copies. So last week, you're supposed to read chapters 1 and 2. All right. And then the goal is that you're going to attend at least 6 out of these 9 summer school sessions. You're going to develop at least 30 new customers by doing faces, okay, virtual or in person. You're going to track your weekly sales on your weekly accomplishment sheet with a goal of at least selling $300 a week. You're going to add at least 1 new, beautiful, excited team member, okay? At least 1. Everybody's going to get 1. Finance at least 1 dream of $200 by the end of August. So some of you have already told me, but I would love to see in the chat what you're going to use your $200 on, like what you're going to pull out $200 and not pay, Mississippi Power or Georgia Power, Alabama Power. You're going to use it on on a prize for you or your family. Okay, so in the chat, I would love everybody to start telling me what you're using your $200 for. All right, you're going to earn your pink jewelry. And I was hoping mine would be in by tonight, but it's not. So I'm doing this is the Consistency Club jewelry for last year. I just love it. It's so pretty. And I can't wait to get my bracelet. But you're going to earn your earrings for this month and next month. The 2 pink Powered by Pink jewelry. Of course, you're going to increase your confidence by going to your sales meeting, okay, with your sales director. And of course, you're going to be more intentional about thinking about you as the CEO of your business. That's the goal of summer school. All right. And we're kind of going back to the basics. Last week, we talked about getting your booking list, and we gave some tips with Molly Morrow. We talked about pink, where you're going to be prayed up. You're going to invite people, right? You're going to know is just no means next, and you're going to look at the numbers. And then K was for you're going to know your why. Why are you doing this? Okay. And so that's what we're going to do. So tonight is week number 2. And what I want to do is, let me glance on here just for a second and see who all is already on here. Okay. As a matter of fact, thank y'all for all so we got new shoes, new blinds. We have the spa day of 90 minutes. And a Brazilian wax. Bam. All right. That's what she's going to use her money on. You don't have to do before and afters of that. Just kidding. I'm going to highlight Latrice for a second. Do you have your earrings on? Yes, she does. Okay. So hang on. This is Latrice Mahalik. She has the new earrings and they are beautiful. Latrice, we love them. So this is for doing a 600 wholesale in the month of July, the first month of the seminar year. I love them. They're beautiful. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Latrice. Okay, so those of you that read the first 2 chapters, there's some of you that have some takeaways. And so at the end, when we have time, I would like some of you to share your takeaways of the first 3 chapters of the Mary Kay autobiography. And so I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to take everybody's, but I'm going to tell you 2 things that I really kind of highlighted and underlined. You can almost underline the whole entire thing, right? And so one of them that a lot of people don't know this, especially when they're new in Mary Kay, is why Mary Kay gives out stuff with bumblebees on it. I mean, it wasn't like her favorite insect or, anything else, but this is why. So on the end of chapter 1, she said that, and just read this to you. She said, if you ever come to visit Mary Kay headquarters in Dallas, you may see someone wearing a diamond pin in the shape of a bumblebee. Be assured she's one of our top performers. Within our organization, the bumblebee has become the ultimate symbol of accomplishment. We selected it because of what the bumblebee represents for all women. You see, years ago, aerodynamic engineers studied this creature and decided that it simply should not be able to fly. Its wings are too weak and its body's too heavy for flight. Everything seemed to tell the bumblebee, you'll never get off the ground. But I'd like to think that maybe, just maybe, our divine creator whispered and said, you can do it. So it did it. And she used to say that this is for women as well. And so that's why she gives the bumblebee. And then the other one that I was really impressed with was in my book, was on page 18. And it's how she was in this company, and there was a recruiting contest. And she really, really, really wanted to win. And Mary Kay Ash got 17 new recruits in a week in this company. So, y'all, sometimes don't y'all feel like we're just big fat babies? I mean, come on. Mary Kay Ash was a beast. She did 3 parties a day, and when she was working with these other companies, morning, noon, and evening. And she got 17 consultants, new sales consultants in a week. And she said that she didn't sell as much that week because she was so busy recruiting, but the money that she got from her commission check more than made up for that. So I just think if we really look at Mary Kay's book and we look at her example, you guys, there's nothing that we can't do. And so I want to start out tonight by sharing with you a video. And this video, you can go back as a Mary Kay Beauty Consultant and you can go to MK University and you can click through some of the workbook, the different lessons in MK University. And this is in step number 4. And so I'm going to share a video from Mary Kay, how she came about. You probably heard about her doing a 10-show week, not when she was in that other company working. This is as the CEO of a company, okay? She was the CEO. It had already been in business. I believe she said, I don't know, she'll say it on the video. So I want you to watch this video with me. So in case you want to go back and watch this, it's under MK University, step number 4.
I once held a 10-class week when some of our fellows from the sales development department were coming home, and they saw, they decided that what we needed to do was to have more classes. So the next day we had a staff meeting, and the fellow who had been with us the least amount of time was given the opportunity, shall we say, of telling me what this plan was that they had. We decided that if you, as chairman of the board, held 10 classes in a week, nobody else would have an excuse. When you haven't held a class in 10 years, that's a traumatic thought. And I thought about it, and I thought, hey, he's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll do it. And then I thought, what did I say? What did I say? Where will I get the bookings? See, I don't have any friends who haven't had a class yet. If they haven't had a class, they're not my friends anymore. And I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I said I'd do that. What am I going to do? And I looked at him, maybe only 2 months with the company. I said, has your wife ever had a class? No, I don't think so. And I said, tell her I'm going to call. You do want to keep your job, don't you? And then I looked around the table. He said, okay. And I looked around the table, and there were 10 men sitting there. I said, how about you? Has your wife had a class? Tell her I'm going to call. Even Richard Rogers' wife had not had a class. I said, just tell your wives I'm going to call. And I did. And one of the provisions was that they were not to say Mary Kay is coming to hold your class. That they were just to say that a consultant is coming. I didn't want any special, arrangements or anything. And believe me, I didn't get any either. Well, I never will forget that week. It was the most exciting week in the 32 years. I held my class in the daytime, and at night I would sit down on the den floor and smooth out the money. It was so much fun. Mel said, you know, you're crazy. You act like you've never made any money before. And it was so much fun.
You guys, don't you love Mary Kay? I mean, she was so funny. And so how many of y'all were there in 1995 or in Mary Kay? Anybody? Just me? Oh, Latrice was there. We heard her do this. It was hilarious. And so I just wanted you to hear that. And even Mary Kay herself, she's like, 10 parties. But you know what? She made it happen. She made it happen. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to show you tonight we're going to talk about booking. Last week we got your list going. So this is just some simple booking tips. And there are a couple of sample booking tips sample scripts here on MK University that I wanted to show you. And then I'm going to show you a couple of different ones too. And these on here are really great. I'm not going to take the time to read all of these because you're in Mary Kay, you can go to the website, click on education, and then click on MK University and check them out. But all of these are for new consultants. You know, I'm just being excited. I just started my very own business. Part of my education, I've been challenged to share products with 7 people in the next 7 days. And I thought of you. Is there any reason why we can't get together in the next 2 weeks so I can share our products with you? I want to tell you, the reason I'm highlighting this script right here is because this is what I was taught when I signed up 35 years ago. You know, I mean, that is what we said. We said it just exactly like that. And we would say, you know, to get 30 people's opinion in 30 days. And so, or you could say 7, but the whole, is there any reason why we can't get together in the next 2 weeks? I mean, that's just what we said, you know? We also said this. It says, I'm so excited. I just started my Mary Kay business. I have a challenge to see 30 faces in 30 days. I'd love to get your opinion. I was wondering if I could borrow your face. I promise I'll give it back. And you guys, I know it's corny, but this is what we used to say. And people still say it right now. This is 2021, and this is in touch. This is some old book I just pulled out, right? And I'd love to get your opinion, but I want to show you this one right here. This is a sample text for booking a virtual party. Now, we were talking earlier before we started the recording, but Latrice just had her first regular party in person, 18 months or however many it was. So I know a lot of you are starting back on personal parties live, but some of you are and will in addition do your virtual party. So this was a text for a virtual party. Hey, Susie, I'm trying something new with my Mary Kay business. I'd love your support. If you're not working Sunday, come to my virtual Mary Kay party. It'll last about an hour. You can sit at your computer in the comfort of your own home. I'm going to talk to you about our brand new summer line, products I love, and give away a fabulous prize. Is there any reason why I can't count on you to be one of my excited guests? So that's pretty easy, right? And it says, if she says yes, perfect. I'll forward you the Zoom link to get you connected Sunday at 2. We're going to have so much fun. Oh, by the way, if you have 3 of your friends on, I'll give you a special thank you gift. If she says no, okay, it says, I understand. What day is usually better for you? Great. How about we schedule a private session with friends for you on whatever day? If you have 5 friends, you'll get a special gift. And so this virtual party is where you're inviting a bunch of people. You are inviting a bunch of people and just saying, hey, if y'all can bring some people, fine. The second one is her to just be the hostess, and you just do a personal session with just her. So you can have a day that you set up to do your virtual parties, like every single Thursday night at 8:00, I'm doing a party. And all week long, your individual people that you meet, you say, hey, can you come on Thursday night? Or you can pick 2 nights a week that you always are doing it and get as many people on there as you can. Then you can also book separate ones with your hostess, and she can invite her friends. Or you can also do this straight to Facebook. So just either way you want to do it. And you guys have heard success both ways. Okay. Then I wanted to show you this one because this is kind of new. We talked about it a year ago, but I bet if you told me in the chat, a lot of you are not using it. And it is a super awesome tool. And it's our Mary Kay Scan Analyzer app. And I know even myself, I mean, when it's been out a while, and then they brought it where customers could use it. They didn't have to be a consultant to download the app. And then we used it, and then we forgot about it. And so I'm going to give all of you a challenge for summer school. Okay, so I want you tonight, after you take your makeup off, I want you to pull out your Skin Analyzer app, and I want you to scan your own face and look at it and see what Mary Kay would recommend for you. Okay, because the only way for you to get familiar with it is to actually try it. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little video on how to do it. It's like a 1-minute video, but this is one where you would use that app as like a booking, like a gift. It says, "Hey Sarah, it's Rachel, your Mary Kay beauty consultant. Exciting news. Mary Kay just launched the coolest free app, and I want you to be one of the very first people to try it. Snap a selfie. You snap a selfie, it evaluates your skin to detect wrinkles, uneven skin tone, and texture and under eye appearance. Then it offers product recommendation customized just for you. It's advanced facial recommendation technology and skincare expertise rolled into one. Seriously, you have to try it. If I text you the name of the app, how open would you be to downloading it for free and giving it a try? I'd love to see what it recommends for you." Okay, so you might think that's a lot. Obviously, you could say that, but this is actually a text script. So you would just pull up your In Touch. You would just go like this, you guys, and you're just gonna, highlight it. You're gonna hit right mouse click. You're gonna copy it, and then you're gonna paste it into a text. And you can pull this up on your phone. Okay, so no problem. When they respond, that they'll do it says, "Hey, awesome. This is how you use the app. After you do the scan, text me the results and I'll have a gift for you." And it says, closing, "What, if anything, surprised you about the summary?" This is after she does it. "The customized regimen, which products will you most be excited to try? Know that they have a 100% guarantee. Are there any products you'd like to go ahead and add to your skin regimen?" Okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to come back to this right here, but I'm going to show you this quick little video about the Skin Analyzer app, because I do think, I know me personally, I need to use it. Wait, do y'all use it all the time? Or you're like, I forgot about that. It's a good app, right? Okay, so here we go. Okay, that was an easy little video, wasn't it? You're like, what'd she say? Y'all go back and watch it. Okay, best thing to do, get it out yourself, try it, and then let me know what you guys think. So I wanted to show you on the bottom of this. Whoops, we are going to come back to that in a second. Hang on. I want to show you this right here. I know this is probably like a little bit small. Okay, if this has some helpful tips to prepare for a booking. So I do want y'all to think about this. Number one is know when you are available for appointments. So some of you have a full-time job. You need to have a calendar there and already decide when you're going to do your bookings, okay? Because if you say to someone, "Hey, well, when do you want to do it?" Girl, they don't know. I mean, you just talk to them. They don't go, "Oh, well, let's do it at 7 o'clock on 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Why don't you come to my house?" Or like, "Let's get on Zoom." You're the beauty consultant. So when you're at the dentist and he is booking your next appointment, they literally look at their thing and go, "Hey, all right, we're going to set you up. Is the beginning of the week or end of the week better for you? Okay, Monday or Thursday. Do you want to come in the morning or afternoon?" All right, boom. And then they set it up, right? They don't go, "Cleta, when do you want to book your next appointment?" I'll be like, "Well, when am I supposed to book my next appointment?" Right? So you guys, you have to know when you're available. Number two, have your list of names and numbers in front of you when you get ready to start booking, right? Number three, have your scripts in front of you. Number four, know your goal and know your deadline. How many bookings do you want to get before you stop? All right. Number five, know what's in it for her. What is it in it for her to book? What is she going to get to experience? What is she going to get for free? Why does she want to do this? And then number three, it says smile when you call. So when you're talking to her, Mary Kay said, have a mirror and you look in that mirror and you smile, because your voice sounds different when you're smiling, right? Can y'all tell I'm smiling? I'm smiling. Okay. You can laugh too. Anyway, so I thought this is just tried and true. This is something you need to remember on that. Okay. And so the next thing I want to do is I want to show you only about 4 minutes of this video that Heather Daniel Kent did. Heather Daniel Kent, she's been $1 million director several times. She's on her way to become a national sales director. Got it all in place. You'll see her debut as a national probably, I'm sure, by the end of this year. And so I'm going to skip over. It's a 14-minute video. It's really, really good. Okay. So you might want to go back and watch the whole entire thing. But I'm going to show you about 4 minutes of it. So,
hey guys, it's Heather.
I'm going to skip on over here to right here.
If they don't accept, that's not on you. Number 4, who do you want to call? Okay, I got a list. Customers. Yes, you got to love on your people. You want your people to be with you forever and you want them to feel important. So customers, love on them. Previous customers, who hasn't bought from you for a long time and you don't really know why. And this is a great time to reconnect with them. Here's 2 other categories that you might think are funny that I'm going to add on to here, but people that have ghosted you, people that were talking to you are not, people that gave their phone number to you a long time ago, then stopped responding, people that have never responded, put them on your list. And then the last is the ungettable gets, those people that you haven't even reached out to, or maybe once you like chickened and like texted them something on Messenger. But like these people are the ones that you would give anything to have them in your Mary Kay world. Go talk to them because now they have time to actually engage. And so those scary ones, that's who I want you to get to. Okay, what are you going to say? Okay, I'm not going to give you like a script. I'm going to give you the anatomy of a script because for whatever you're working with, whether you have samples or don't have samples, or you're doing a group or a Zoom or a Skype, like I want you to be able to tailor this to your needs, and especially as things keep changing, because they are going to keep changing. That's what we do know for sure. So your anatomy of a script, number 1, approach, the very beginning is a sensitive approach. It is the personal check-in, because you're going to be talking to teachers that are out for the rest of the year with their 4 kids and 17 husbands at home. And you're also going to be talking to the grocery store manager that sleeps a couple hours a night and has to be back on the next day and is worn out. So you have to be sensitive to both of those things. So personal check-in, what's going on? How are you? How are you holding up? The next thing, I want you just to say the elephant in the room. I always do this no matter where what I'm offering or what I'm asking or whatever. As I say the elephant in the room, I know that you're completely crazy right now. Or I know that you've got 17 kids and 14 husbands and they're all working at home. Like you're saying the thing that could be the obstacle, okay? I know you're not working right now, but may I gift you with something? May I spend some time with you? Like, whatever the elephant in the room is, then I want you to, this is what you have to offer. So whatever that is, whether that's a Facebook group, community, whether that's a goodie bag, whether that's a demo set, whether that's a makeover, whatever that is, what are you offering? And then last, what's in it for them? What will they get out of this? Okay, and there's a gazillion things. They start thinking about really the benefits of what we have to do. And if you start with that filter in your mind, guarantee you're gonna be much more successful with your bookings. Okay, and I also want you to turn it into a group. It is so easy right now to have a virtual party. It's the things that you couldn't do last week, you can do this week because it's a clean slate. Like the people that ignored you last week are not going to ignore you this week. The people that couldn't get people together because they didn't have the room in their house and they couldn't get the people, like all the objections that we always get, they can this week. So it's a clean slate with all of these people that have ghosted you, that are ignoring you, that don't have time, that can't get people together. It's a whole new world. And then the last thing I'll tell you is about the making sure that all of the before stuff of the party still gets done. The coaching and the pre-profiling and starting the layering process, extremely important. They're vital to your business in general, but still right now as well. Because when you're working with these people in your skin and you're getting these groups together, or you're doing these 20-minute makeover sessions, whatever it is, you still need to know what their skin type is.
Okay, we're going to stop it right there. And because she's going to go into coaching, which we're going to talk to her a little bit more about next week. But I wanted you to hear on this one with her, I wanted you to hear the different people to call. So if you wrote it down, she talked about calling your customers that you already have to book. Okay. Calling previous customers who used to buy from you, but maybe they haven't bought from you in a while. Okay. Call people who have ghosted you in the past. People you text that never text you back, because they can do it now, right? And then your chicken list, or your the ungettable guests, the people that you really would like but you're kind of nervous about. All right, those are some of the people you need to put on your list. And then the anatomy of her script was very important too, about doing a little check-in. And a lot of us we're kind of moving on from COVID, but there are people that still are getting COVID. I heard about a couple of my friends just today. Check on people. Like, if it's somebody you kind of know, look on Facebook, and you may want to see what's going on in their life. I have found that this is really helpful, because honestly, it's kind of embarrassing since we do have the ability to check on people, right? So let's say you text her and something tragic just happened to her family, all right? Like the worst time ever. So if you can, just take a glance at their Facebook page and see if there's anything big going on that you need to know about, that you need to ask about, that you need to check on her about, and be personal with your invitation. So it's just not all a canned script and all business. Does that make sense? So I thought that was some really, really good advice on that. And then, of course, the what's in it for me. Everybody plays that radio, WIFM, what's in it for me. And Mary Kay used to say that herself. Okay, I want to read something for you guys. We are highlighting a national sales director every week, an emeritus. And it's in this book called Bravery at the Top. And Kara Riddle, my buddy, who kind of developed the outline of our summer school, she shared it with me. So I'm going to share this one with you today. And I'm going to put it on the screen. I know it's going to be a little small, but if you can read it according to how big your screen is, then we can look at it together. Okay, so this is with National Sales Director Emeritus Nancy Tejan. So as I read this, maybe just in the chat or jot down a piece of paper, what's kind of some takeaways in her story kind of stick with you, all right? So she was from Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm going to make this even a little bit bigger for me. Maybe I am. Here we go. Hang on. Okay, there we go. She was from Scottsdale, Arizona. Her theme song is When You're Smiling. Her career highlight: she was the charter member of the $500,000 Circle of Achievement. That means she was one of the first people who did it. Top 10 sales director every single year. Charter member of the top 10 national sales directors. Top 10 national sales director every single year that she was a national. Millionaires Club, she's earned at the time over $5 million in commissions during her Mary Kay career. She was an executive national sales director. So let's talk about Nancy Tejan. And you guys, of course, these women, I love this because I grew up with these women in Mary Kay. And these were the women that taught on stage, at seminar. So we all knew who they were. And it's pretty cool now to go back and read their stories that we heard on stage a million times. So I'm going to read her story to you. Sometimes we see successful people and think, oh, they're just lucky, or it's fate, or they were just there at the right time. However, I believe success in life can be predicted with absolute certainty. As Mary Kay says, you have to work your plan. You have to plan your work and work your plan. Before I joined Mary Kay, I was working the graveyard shift, packing shotgun shells on an assembly line. Okay, so I want you to imagine this girl. She's working in a factory at the graveyard shift, which most of y'all know is 11 to 7, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's the graveyard shift. And she's packing shotgun shells. That is her job on an assembly line. I was the sole support of my two daughters, Susie and Christy, who were 13 and 11 years old at the time. They have always been so precious and loving, believing in their mother, and always encouraging me to climb to the top from the very beginning. One day, my sister Jane invited me to a makeup party. At that time, I didn't even wear much makeup, just blush, lipstick color, and a dark blue eyeshadow. Of course we did. That's what we all wore. So I really wasn't very interested in going, but she finally convinced me to attend. None of us had ever heard of Mary Kay before that day, but after our skincare class, we were so thrilled with the way our skin looked and felt, we could hardly put the mirrors down. We were having the best time when Anita Mallory Garrett Rowe, the beauty consultant, said to me, so on a side note, if you're kind of new with Mary Kay, you may not know that Anita Mallory Garrett Rowe went on to be a #1 national in Mary Kay, and she has since retired. She said to me, Nancy, you'd be great teaching skincare for Mary Kay. I instantly replied, no, not me, but my sister would. I'm sure she would. Or Anita said, I'm sure she would, but I've selected you. You'd be great. We made an appointment to talk more about the Mary Kay opportunity the next day. As I served coffee, Anita proceeded to tell me the Mary Kay story. I couldn't believe that there could be a company as great as this. You can't lose a thing, Anita said. You have the world to gain. After she left, I thought about it and I got very excited. I thought, a new beginning for our family. I picked up an old rusty Mercury for $250. I remember Anita used to say, to be successful, you must act like you've already made it. Well, it's a little hard to act successful with such a bomb of a car. How many of y'all can relate with that? But soon that little black cloud driving down the street turned into a pink car. I also bought a sharp pink suit for my business, and I felt great in it. With great enthusiasm, I began to book my first skincare classes. I'd simply say, I'm starting a new career with Mary Kay. I'm teaching skincare. I really need your help. I'd love to get your opinion of the product. This approach really worked for me. As soon I had more bookings than I could handle. My business started mushrooming, and most importantly, I was able to spend more time with my daughters. I had a ball at my skincare classes, which is very essential. I never went to a class with a dollar sign in my eyes. I knew I had the finest products. I just helped educate women on their skin, and my sales were automatically there. I also immediately began sharing the Mary Kay opportunity with others. Recruiting is one of my great loves, and it's so rewarding to see new consultants blossom and grow. Painting the big picture for them and helping them reach their goals is a joy and a pleasure that I will treasure forever. I'm so proud of the Tejan Triumphs. They're wonderful people, and I've been privileged to be a part of their lives. Arlene Lenars, Marilyn Villela, Karen Strom, all superstars and wonderful national sales directors. Those are her offsprings. What wonderful memories we shared during our building years. And most importantly, we never lost sight of the Mary Kay dream. Don't you love her story, you guys? So she used to tell this, and she was just a little spitfire, and she had like a raspy voice up there talking about packing those shotgun shells, and it was just a great story. Every time she told it, at seminar, we would just love it. And she was talking a lot because she was usually in the top 3 every single time. And so what are some takeaways on that you guys just listen to her story? What's some of the things that kind of stand out to you in her story? And you can just type them in the chat if you want to. And then I'll read it in just a second. And so the thing that I thought about it is 2 things. From last week and this week, someone had to invite her to have a facial. And on both situations of last week and this week, last week was Molly Morrow, if you remember, both of them were like, I was not interested, but the girl kept on. So your hostesses can be the ones to get your next superstar. So you know what? Work with those hostesses, get them super pumped about inviting people, and let the hostess, which is usually a sister, a friend, a relative, that's going to nag them because the hostess wants to win a prize and says, no, you're going. We're doing this Mary Kay thing, right? It's not you, the pushy consultant. It's the hostess getting their girlfriends together, right? So I want you to remember that as you're inviting people, really push them inviting their friends. Because look at what came from that. 5 national sales directors, the consultant, Anita, and Nancy, and then the other 3. And so that is a ton of people, right? And so I'm just going to read some of the comments over here. Thank y'all for this. Okay, here we go. It says, they always have fun at the party. She did. She emphasized having fun. Get the products on their face. A simple script. She was resilient. She never went with dollar signs in her eyes. Keep thoughts on sharing the product and the sales will come. Her enthusiasm, her kindness to the guests, always have fun. Help educate women about their skin and the sales will naturally come. Know your products. Don't make decisions for people. She didn't really wear a lot of makeup, but she went after being invited. And so doesn't matter where you are today, just start and be enthusiastic. And so you guys, back in the day, and you'll see when you're reading Mary Kay's autobiography, when I was reading it today, the 3rd and 4th chapter, the big thing when it came out was Mary Kay wanted to teach women how to take care of their skin. And I know things are more advanced these days than back in 1963 when they started. And women have way more education because we do have, we have magazines, we have YouTube videos, we have a lot. However, I just remember that Mary Kay is, when I had my facial, that is how I learned how to take care of my skin. That they told me that there was 5 steps to good skincare. You had to cleanse, you had to exfoliate, you had to freshen, you had to moisturize, and you had to protect. Those 5 steps. And that any skincare system worth their salt had those 5 things. I didn't really know all that. I mean, we don't come out of the womb knowing those things, right? So there's probably a lot of women that don't. They get to the drugstore and they get to the grocery store. They're not combing over Glamour magazine every day. They're just like, I just need to put something on this face of mine, right? To make my skin look halfway decent. And I just recently had a girlfriend that she and I went to school together. And she had seen me on Facebook and done so. She goes, I feel like my skin looks old. Tell me what I need. I need a whole new something. And I never sold to her before. So you guys, it's just one of those times I thought, I'm going to hook this woman up. She lives in Colorado. So I got a packet and I put in a repair set. I put in charcoal mask. I put in CC cream. I did a color card. I did a mascara sample. I did an eyeliner sample and little brushes, like a whole complete facial in a bag. And then I took the time to even type up exactly how to use it. I said, I'd love to get with you one-on-one and do an update. Like we could do FaceTime or on Zoom and I can show you exactly how to use this. But if you just feel like you don't want to, I don't even know how I said it. It was in a positive way. I said, but here are the instructions anyway. So honestly, I mailed it and I forgot about it. And the next week she goes, hey, and she sent me a before and after. She posted it on her Facebook site. I didn't ask her to, her before and after, thanked me for doing it and placed a $172 order. And I'm like, yes, that was worth the $3 in samples that I sent, So you guys, just like there's women like that, they're just they want to know how to look better and they would love some tips. So I think one of the things we have to do is quit telling ourselves that nobody wants to do it and nobody wants to try it. I was thinking today, if I wasn't in Mary Kay, and someone gave me a color card with like 3 eyeshadows, a cheek color, and lipstick, I would be excited to try it. And yesterday I was in Hobby Lobby, was getting something done, and met this girl, and we were getting, my little article that was in the Applause magazine. My husband's getting it framed for me for my birthday, and putting it in a thing. And so we were talking about it, and she was from North Dakota, and I said, girl, have you ever tried Mary Kay? And she said, yeah, that her and her mom used to sell it. And she was pretty young though. And I said, girl, you need to sell it again. So anyway, I'm going to go take her a whole sample packet tomorrow. And, maybe I can introduce her on here next week as my new team member. But I'm just saying she was receptive. Then another lady beside me goes, oh, Mary Kay, well, I noticed your makeup looks so nice. I mean, you guys, people just quit telling yourself these lies that say nobody wants to do this. Nobody will try it. I think that's the biggest thing we tell ourselves is that they're going to say no, and they're not. And so, and if they do, so what? They're the next one, right? Okay. I mean, I could use so many examples of this, but I'm going to stop right here. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to play the first few minutes of one more little video that I found. And this is, it's actually, I found it on this Mary Kay University, and it's Cindy Gress. Cindy Gress is a national sales director. She is full of enthusiasm. She is, I had a personal mentoring call with her one time. She's tough. And I'm like, she's stepping on my toes a little bit. But what she said was true. And that there was the gal from corporate said, here, I want you to talk to Cindy Gress. And so she's kind of direct, but sometimes that's what you need. So I want to share this, and this is on being brave. because I do believe when you're trying to get your bookings, whether you're new or whether you've been in 30 something years like me, you have to have a little courage to start calling people again. You really do. So we're going to watch a little bit of this together, and then we're going to close out. Let me see if I can get back to Bravery. Okay. This one is on Bravery right here. Okay.
Whatever you do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius and power and magic in it. Yes, there will be discouraging times. When you made the decision to become a consultant, chances are somebody said, "You can't do that. You've never sold anything. You aren't the type." And the list could go on forever. I know this is true because so many of our successful consultants and directors relate this in their art stories. But they persisted in spite of those negative statements and went on to achieve success beyond their wildest dreams. And you can do it too.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, you are good for the soul. Okay, I got 15 minutes now. Nelson Mandela said, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave woman is not she who does not feel afraid, but she who conquers that fear." My subject is bravery, courage, stuff that you have to pull up from your pinky toe all the way up and over the top of your head. It's your responsibility to do that. Bravery is a virtue. These things resonated to me, y'all, when I sat in your seat. And I know it's hard for you to believe that we sat in your seats, but we have sat in your seats. And that virtuous thing, I wanted to be the kind of kid that someone talked about in the storybooks, that someone wrote stories about. I wanted to be that brave person. Do you want to be brave? Okay, no, I think I'm in sapphire or pearl. I'm somewhere else. For me, courage and bravery, it's your ability to stand up and lick whatever makes you quiver. You gotta lick it like you were in the schoolyard. But you gotta go at it like that. I am making noise, y'all, and I apologize. I don't know how to fix myself. Your ability to stand up and lick. Now, let me just say one little thing about why you're in this room. I can tell you what makes you quiver. Can we all stand in the quiver together? Can we all stand in the quiver together? Ready? I'm going to say some scary words. Just be with them. Looking. Asking. Holding. Recruiting. You know why I know those things make you quiver? Because you're in this room. And your goal is to get out of this room. So we got to stop it. You got to get out. You got to get out. You got to get out. Okay, so we got to stop the quivering. And you got to decide that you're going to lick those things. Let me ask you a question. Don't answer out loud. Just answer in your head. Sit down. Answer in your head. Are those things licking you? Don't answer out loud. First, you got to admit those things are licking you so that then you can come up with a strategy to lick them. And that's a decision. And that is a place in your heart where you decide, here's what I don't know anyone's circumstances in this room. I know my people's circumstances. Here's the deal, y'all. There's a person, there's a place, there's a thing, there's a way, there's an angel trying to help you out of that quiver. But some of you, you're holding on to that quiver. You want to date that quiver. You want to marry the quiver. You take the quiver out to dinner. You have to choose to allow whatever or whoever that angel is who's trying to help you out of the circumstance and follow what she or he is saying to do. Sometimes we need to listen to learn so we can be brave. Sometimes we need to listen to learn so we can be brave. Mary Kay taught me, don't reinvent the wheel. What if, just play with me for a minute. You don't have to stay here, but let's just pretend. What would happen to you if you actually listened to your sales director? What would happen? What would happen? Wait, let's even go bigger. If you actually listen to your national sales director. Well, if you know that, why do you insist, Mrs. Quiver? Winston Churchill said, courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Ooh. Now, here's the thing in Mary Kay. We celebrate courage. That's what we do. We celebrate courage, yes? I want you to think about this. Are you a person who's being celebrated right now? My national sales director, dear friend, Thea Elvin says, honor your discontent. Are you happy with the level of celebration? Be frustrated, y'all. Come on, join me in the frustration. The mic people are going to kill me. I have a little head. Sorry. Okay, join me in this thought. Are you celebrated enough? The way that Mary Kay celebrates people, are you celebrated enough? Now, I need you to get mad about that. Are you celebrated enough? Because in Mary Kay, we celebrate bravery. I want you to link those two things up. The antidote to fear is courage. Now, here's what's interesting. Fear, sociologically and psychologically, is linked to survival. Did you know that? Survival. Courage is linked up as a virtue, an advanced emotion. Where do you want to be? Which way are you going to live your life? I was taught to ask this question in the face of fear. What is the worst thing that can happen to me? And because we're not brain surgeons and we really can't kill anyone, the worst thing that can happen, y'all, is the person says no. And once you learn that when someone says no, you're going to be okay and you're not going to die, you'll be willing to take the no's. Say aye. So here's the nugget. You got to learn to shake the dust off. So when someone says no, you got to shake the dust off the sandals. Yes? Now, if you do this, you might look a little weird. Or you might be booking sitting down and then this doesn't work. So let me just show you what I used to do. Ready? I'm doing it. You just flick your finger to the side. Take your finger, everybody, put it on your side. No one even knows you're doing it. So like, let's say somebody like is fresh in a supermarket. You got to shake that off, right? Just take this finger. I'm from Jersey. Take this finger and take this finger and just go like this. When my son works my last nerves, we have a famous saying, poof, be gone. It's called emotional management. Okay, here's another really great question. Right now, am I choosing to play it safe? It's up to you, y'all. To stand out from the crowd, you cannot make consistent life choices to play it safe. We have to embrace taking a chance We have to embrace the no in order to be great. So what does that mean? It means we have to be willing to take the judgment of others, feeling self-conscious, and feeling like we lack confidence. We have to take it. Now, will judgment of others, feeling self-conscious and lacking confidence, is that gonna allow you to stop yourself? Pause. So far it has. Are you gonna let those little rugged emotions stop you though? From this point forward, are you gonna? Judgment of others, feeling self-conscious, lacking confidence, are you gonna? Those are stupid things to stop a person. When you choose the virtue of bravery, you end up with 7 ups. Are you ready? Up number 1. You end up upping your game. Every day, in every way, I get better and better and better. And when you expect that of yourself and you believe that belief, miracles happen, y'all. Up number 2, you up your confidence. I went to my unit meeting. I sold, I don't know, it was like $200. My director gave me a pencil. A pencil. It wasn't even sharpened. A pencil. I came home with that pencil. I said to Tom, I want the pencil. He goes, my God, Sin, if I knew that pencil would have made you so happy, I would have bought you a box. It wasn't about the pencil. That pencil signified for me that week, I was brave. When I didn't want to get on the phone and those people freaked me out, I did it anyway. I was brave. I was virtuous. Number 3, it ups your significance. People will start to say, who is she? Like they do when NSD suits pass by them. Oh, there goes one. Number 4, it'll up your level of proficiency. Number 5, it'll up your impact on the world. Number 6, bravery will up your own stand. Y'all, I'm on yellow. They're gonna get the hook. It's taped, you'll get it later. Number 5, it'll up to your impact on the world. Number 6, it's gonna up your own standards of what great is. And number 7, it'll up your confidence in yourself, and your real self will be able to come out and play. You're in this life, y'all, to get better. That's the gig. You can't get better unless you're willing to be brave. So buckle up, Buttercup. Jump in. The water's fine. Let us celebrate your bravery and Mary Kay. I leave you with this. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Go forth and conquer with bravery, y'all, because I know you can. But more importantly, what I know about you is I know that you know you can. Stand up. Ready? I leave you all with the virtue of bravery. You all possess it. Pull it from your pinky toes all the way up and over the top of your head, and miracles will happen. I love you with all my heart. Be brave, y'all. Be brave.
Okay, you guys, wasn't that awesome? So that's what I wanted to leave you with. We're going to open it up for really anyone, consultant or directors on here on Zoom. If you have a little comment or anything you'd like to add for tonight, just unmute and start talking. And we'd love to hear some extra comments. And thank you for all the chat.
This is Jana, and if that didn't light you on fire, you might have to check your pulse and you might have to call the paramedics, because I am not kidding you. That made me so excited to go to Atlanta for leadership conference. Who is going to become a sales director and who is going to be joining us in Atlanta to watch women like this light it up? Ladies, now is the time to make the plan, to put things in motion, to get brave, and to go to Atlanta with us.
I love it. And every single one of you have that ability to become a sales director by the end of the year. Even a brand new consultant could get 10 this month, go into qualification. It's 3 months, August, September, October. Or you could get 5 this month, 5 the next month. Then you got September, October, November. I mean, you guys, plenty of time. Thank you, Jana.
Hey, this is Lorraine, and I'll just second that. Cindy Grass definitely has a way of just speaking right to you and telling you like it is. And one of the things I had underlined in the book too was it's so like Mary Kay, because one of Mary Kay's things in the book was when I was successful, it wasn't because I was more talented than the next salesperson. I was just willing to make more sacrifices, and I was willing to work hard and pay the price. And that's what she's saying, paying that price through the activity to get over yourself, and then just do the things that we need to do to develop all of those things, because it is within us already, So.
I love it. Thank you. And thank you for sharing your takeaway on the book. So anybody wants to do that, that's great.
Hey, Cleta, what an awesome summer school session. Thank you so much for bringing us this series. Nancy Tejan, Cynthia Grass, Mary Kay. It's just so exciting. I feel like I could go run a marathon. It really, each one of these women started right where we all are, and they just did it afraid anyway. So I encourage everyone to step out and do something that you're really afraid to do, and it will change your life.
Yes. It got me excited too, Sayla. It just reminds me of seminar. And I'm like, I just thought, man, I love listening to those women on stage, and it just makes me excited for leadership too, Jana, and just for seminar next year. And we're all going next year to Dallas together. So let me say this before we even go to any further. You guys, if there's a fall advance that you've been invited to by your sales director, don't make excuses. Pay your money and go, because you need to be with people in person. Okay, let me just say that. All right, go ahead. Who else wants to be next?
I do.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know how much I missed until I saw Cynthia Grass. I'm like, oh, I just have to ditto everything everybody said. Like, y'all being in the presence of these women is incredible. And I was reading back on some things I underlined in the Mary Kay book. And she said, I did not have time to sit around feeling sorry for myself. I had to get up and do it to raise my 3 children. And talk about a brave person was Mary Kay. And, like you said earlier, Cleta, we could go on and on, but I just think back, she was 7 years old, girl, when she had to go downtown by herself. And it all started right there with her mom. And she stuck her neck out for all of us and for all the women around the world, just to experience what she knew they needed to experience, if that makes sense. And I'm just super excited about our leadership, and all y'all ladies can join us, just like they said. It's just incredible. And the fire and the excitement. So yeah, I'm like Jan, let me get up and go now.
I love it. Thank you, Latrice. Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, I'm going to jump in for a quick second. Okay. Cleta, thank you for bringing all of this to us. This is awesome. I just want to reiterate, are we choosing to play it safe? I've always loved Cindy Grass. I always loved her in person when we were at seminar and she would talk, suck it up, buttercup. That is so her. But it's so true. Are we playing it safe, or are we willing to go out there and, embrace the no to get past it, to keep on going, to get where we want to be? Mm-hmm. Y'all, we want you to come with us to Atlanta. It's so much fun.
All right. Thank you, Connie. All right, Shannon?
Yes. 2 things. I had one of my sister consultants, excuse me, she had $1,000 she still had to pay last summer for her son to go to, the summer before last, for her son to go to college. And, but she wanted to make star. And I told her, I said, who would you bet on? I said, what would you bet on? Would you bet on yourself? Or who would you believe that can help to get this done? And I told her, I said, bet on yourself. I said, you go out there, you sell your product, I said, you can get the $1,000 back. And she did. And, everything worked well. So on page 19, when Mary Kay said, I am convinced that competition is the most productive way when you are competing with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm an extreme high achiever, competitive person, but I set a goal and I'm always competing against me. It's not that I'm trying to compete with anybody else. It's just that I'm pushing myself to help myself reach a goal. So with that said, finishing up my devotion this morning, it was talking about positive self-talk. And it says, speak positive, think positive, act positive, be kind to myself, ask God's word to be the loudest in my life. Focus on what's the godly value and have an ethical attitude. And I think the only way that we can compete with ourselves is that we have to speak those things to ourselves. I can do this. Like she said, her mom always told her, you can do this. You can do this. And that's that positive self-talk. And I think sometimes we talk our way out of things. And so it all tied up together with my personal devotion and then competing with myself. I can do this.
That's right. I love it. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, it's 9:00, so we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to our YouTubers. I have not had a chance to look at the live chat, but I'm going to. So you guys can make your comments in there, and we invite you to join us next week. And next week, you're going to read chapters 3 and 4, and we're going to talk about some coaching